Hello and welcome to Reviews of Ryan, and today I'm going to be talking about the brand new horror film, Scream. It is finally released in all months of January. This film is directed by Matt Betanelli and Tyler Gillett. They directed films like Devil's Due and Ready or Not. And real quick before we dive into this video, if you like movie reviews and Blu-ray hauls, you're in the right spot. Hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and comment if you're interested in seeing this film. Have you watched all 4 films before? And maybe give a little bit of ranking of what you guys think of all 5 of the films. Now, without further ado, let's dive into my thoughts about this film. Set 25 years after the original series of murders in Woodsboro, Ghostface emerges again, and this time Sidney Prescott returns to uncover the truth. The film stars Nevi Campbell, David Arquette, Courtney Cox, Marley Shelton, Jenna Ortega, Melissa Barrera, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Mikey Madison, Dylan Minnette, and Jack Quaid. And so going into Scream, or Scream 5, I don't know why they don't call it Scream 5, I really just watched kind of like a little teaser trailer for this. I didn't really watch trailers. I knew I was going to see it, so there was no need to watch a trailer or think that I was going to be hesitant seeing this. I was going to see it regardless. And going into this film, I have to say, there definitely is a mixed bag of emotions that I have with this film. Being as this is not Wes Craven's film, as he passed away, sadly, rest in peace to him. This is a different take on Scream, and they do this in a formula of having the old characters back while also bringing on a lot of new characters. And these new characters are really the biggest focus of this film. Now, the old characters, they have a little bit of a role in this, but they're not as big of a role as you might think in this film. And that may be disappointing to some, but I really like the fact that we really focused on these new characters and got to learn about them and just had some really good refresh button of this series. So I'll start off with the positives of this film. Of course, you get the old actors that were in the first 4 films, and that was really cool to have that. And then I also think that the kills in this, they're very gory. They could definitely be matched up to the 4th film, even though the 4th film was kind of the weakest in my opinion. But I did like the kills in the 4th one a lot, and I think that the kills in this really match up to the 4th film. And throughout this film, I felt that they do a really good job of still poking fun at the movie, and it's very self-aware, and there isn't a lot of comedy in this, which a lot of times in the other films, there is a lot more comedy. And I really enjoyed the fact that they kind of scaled back that comedy. This film is a lot more serious than some of the other ones, and I think that they did a really good job of balancing out the seriousness with not having as much comedy. And then I also really like the opening scene. It really pays dividends to the first film, and I really like some of the references they use within that first 10 minutes of the start of the film. They do a really good job of referencing different kinds of movies, and I just really like that whole vibe and just the way that they set up the film. They always do a pretty good job of opening these films, but I thought that really paid respects to the first film. And then as far as negatives of this film, I have 2 of them. The first one is the pacing of this film. There are parts in this film where the film slows down and the momentum of the film, it gets killed a little bit. And then my second one is the self-awareness of this film. They reference Stab a lot, and then they talk about, is this a sequel or is this a reboot? And during these parts, it feels a little forced to the audience. And then lastly, I will say that about half an hour before the movie is about to end, I did figure out who Ghostface was. And this may just be the fact that I've watched these movies several times, except for the 4th one, I've only watched twice. And because I've watched these movies so much, I just really have a knack of who to look for and who I think would be Ghostface. So I did figure it out before the big reveal. But I will say, if you guys are interested in seeing this film, it's definitely worth a watch. I would rank this film probably after the 2nd film. I think the 4th one is the worst film, and I think number 4 for me would probably be the 3rd film. So I would rank this kind of in the middle after the 2nd film. Of course, the original Scream is the best. I'm going to give a rating of this film a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's a pretty solid film. I think you guys will enjoy it. There's twists and turns. There's some shocking moments. There's some pacing issues, like I said, but I think overall it's a pretty solid film and a pretty good direction that these directors had. And I really enjoyed Ready or Not. So if you liked Ready or Not, I think that you'll like this film as well. Thank you guys for checking out this review, and I'll see you guys on my next one.